using this one?
Yes.
I was about to ask that.
Apples and bananas.
No, be quiet.
Get away from the bins back there. It is your responsibility to have colors. So, if you do not have two colors,
That's sad.
Cooper has a box of my colored pencils. You
Daddy,
may come
stop.
and get. You may come and get two of them, but you need to return them.
Or else you did.
Hi.
Can you?
My struggle is real. What on earth? You did. I'll give you that.
Okay.
I'll give you that tomorrow.
Mason?
Wait, what about Ava F? I thought she got you bang.
Oh, Ava did. Ava got me two bangs and a box of Reese's.
Yeah, but she.
Back off, guys. She's mine.
She didn't think of the box.
She also got me that for Christmas.
Huh?
She also got me that
S is
for-
mine. My grandma got me that for Christmas.
Yeah, everybody got that for Christmas. I didn't.
You didn't buy it for me.
You know what I got for you, Miss Kitty? I got me and your present for being here.
Alright, yeah, we gotta get focused for real. We can talk about this later.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's.
Alright, so we are going to do this foldable. Within this foldable, we're going to talk about graphing and we're going to again review how to solve. We're then going to take some actual handwritten notes and then you guys will have homework. That is about the extent of today. Within your homework though, you are going to have to annotate and you are going to have to graph and you are going to have to write your inequalities and you're going to have to solve them. So it's kind of tying everything together, but hopefully it's not. It's only six problems for your homework, so it shouldn't be too bad. Alright, so it says less than. You have your sign. It says represents a number with a line. Represents on a number line with an open circle. Greater than is represented on a number line with an open circle. Less than or equal to is represented on a number line with a closed circle, and greater than or equal to on a number line with a closed circle. Open it up to the first one. It says, graph the inequalities on the number lines and describe the solution or the possible solutions on the lines provided. Now, using your pencil, we are going to use our color, but we're going to use our pencil first. So looking at this one, it says x is less than 3. So where is our circle going to go first? Let's start with that. Where's our circle going to go? Christian? On 3. Is it going to be open or closed? All right, and then which direction is it going to go? To the left. All right, so this is where your color comes in. And when you're dealing with inequalities, you have solution sets. You do not have an answer. Because with inequalities, do you need a pencil, child?
Me?
Yes.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Because this struggle is real. All right. With inequalities, you do not have one specific answer, but you have a plethora of answers that will make your statement true. So you need to make sure that you have this written on the line. So the solution set and And above solution set, you need to write group of answers. Does not include 3. Any number 2 or below makes the statement true. Because you ultimately want to, focus please. You ultimately want to be able to plug in a number and make the statement true. So you always have to ask yourself, with your inequalities, does this statement, or is this statement true? So someone give me a number based off of what I wrote, the solution set does not include 3. Any number 2 or below makes the statement true. So someone pick a number 2 or below, plug it in and prove to me that it's true. Corbin. 1. Say the rest of the statement. So like if you're saying 1, so 1 goes here, so 1 blank 3. Right, so that way you know that your answer is right, you know that your graph is right, and you know that any number 2 or below will make this true. It's not just 1, it's not just 0, it's not just 2. It's any number 2 or below. And that's the biggest thing that you guys have to understand. It is not just one specific answer. There are an infinite number of answers. All right, the next one. X is greater than 3. So where is our circle going to go? Where's Jack?
On 3.
On 3. Open or closed?
Open.
All right. Which direction?
Right.
Going to the right. And then again, the solution set does not include 3. Any number 4 or above makes the statement true.
Can you say 4 or more?
Either one. Well, not or more. I mean, I guess you could. It's just I want you to make sure that you understand 4.
Or anything.
Yeah.
Or above.
Yeah. Because I mean, if you're thinking about a number line, that's why I said above. But I mean, if you understand what the word more, that's I'm not going to be picky about that. Raise your hand and tell me, what is a solution set? What is a solution set? Caleb. It's a what?
A group of answers.
For what?
Your number line. For like what X could be.
For what?
For the equality.
For the equalities or inequalities?
Inequality. That's it.
Dang, that's why you say
That's
it's
That's why she took my
But you just told me back up.
Focus. Alright, so the next one, it says x is less than or equal to 3. So you're probably thinking this is going to be exactly the same, but it's not. Why is it not going to be the same? What is going to be different about it? Alright, Charles.
Because it's less than or equal to.
Which changes what?
It's going to be closed.
Yes, you're going to have a closed circle on what number?
3.
Okay?
And it's going to the left.
Look at you, paying attention, learning something for once.
Look, listen.
Alright. I know, right?
I'm trying to impress you.
Alright, so closed circle going to the left. Now, the solution set on this one, is it going to include that number?
Yes.
Why is it going to include that number? Raise your hand and tell me. Jackson.
Because it could be equal to that number.
Because it could be equal to that number because you have that line underneath. So the solution set includes 3. Any number 3 or below makes the statement true. Alright, so looking at the last one, x is greater than or equal to 3, River.
Well, you would put the dot on 3.
Is it open or closed?
Be closed
And which direction is it going?
to the right.
And is it going to be included in the solution set, River?
Yes.
Alright, so the solution set includes 3. Any number 3 or above makes the statement true. Thumbs up when you have this written down.
Oh, sorry.
Alright, now we are going to be solving these inequalities. We're going to stop out, I can't even talk. We are going to start out with one-step equations, and then we're going to go in, or inequalities, not equations, sorry. And then we're going to go into two-step inequalities. So for the first one, you have x plus 2 is less than 6. We have to get our variable by itself. So what is the opposite of addition? Subtraction. So I'm going to subtract 2, which cancels it out. If I subtract 2 on one side, I have to subtract 2 on the other side. X is less than what? 4. So that is my inequality. That is what I'm going to graph. So I'm going to go to 4. Am I going to have an open circle or a closed circle?
Oh,
All right.
or no. Oh, sorry, I said the wrong thing.
Well, this is a really good thing because we do have some people saying open, we do have people saying closed. If I plug 4 back into this inequality, so 4 plus 2 is less than 6. What's 4 plus 2?
6. So it wouldn't make sense.
6 is less than 6. Is that a true statement?
No.
No, 6 is not less than 6, it's equal to. So therefore, we know that 4 is not included when we do our graph. And that's honestly the thought process that you need to have when you're doing inequalities. If you're like, I think so, but I don't think so. And then which direction is the arrow gonna go? Mason?
To the left.
It's going to go to the left. So at this point, we are going to check our work. So someone give me a value for x that is in the direction of the arrow that was told to, that Mason told me to draw. Caleb.
0.
So x equals 0. So now we're going to plug in because now we know what x is. So we're going to say 0 plus 2 is less than 6, which means 2 is less than 6. Is that a true statement? Yes, it is. Therefore, we know that our graph is right. We know we solved it right, and we're good to go. Questions about that? All right, the next one. X minus 5 is greater than 1. So how do we get our variable by itself in this one? Okay,
Plus 5.
okay.
And then cross that out with
Perfect. All right, so Michaela, am I going to grab, and I'm gonna put my circle on 6. This is gonna be open or closed.
Open.
And is it going to the right or to the left?
Right.
And give me a number to plug in to check. Okay. So Michaela said that x equals 8. So I'm gonna do 8 minus 5 is greater than 1. And that's gonna be 8 minus 5 is 3, which is greater than 1. So that is a true statement. Does that make sense? Or, yes.
I'm kind of confused on like the checking. Like how does that work?
You pick any number in the direction of your arrow. So she picked 8. Pick 7 and plug 7 in and do 7 minus 5 gives you what? Is 2 greater than 1? Okay, so 10. 10 minus 5 is what? Is 5 greater than 1? So you can pick any number in that direction of your arrow and it should work to make your statement true. So it can, like, you could pick 14, Michaela could pick 8, Brock could pick 11, and Caleb could pick 1. 3 out of the 4 of them are gonna get a true statement. Caleb must have just forgot the extra 1. I don't know.
I probably would do that though.
But that's the point of a solution set, being that you can have more than one answer. Does that make sense? Okay. All right, let's slide over to the next one. So this is a 2-step inequality, which means we have to do one step and then we have to do another step to get our variable by itself. So this is 2x plus 1 is less than or equal to 11. So what is the first step we have to do in order to get moving in the right process? Ace?
We have to divide it by 2.
No. Can't divide it by 2 yet. You always get rid of the number that's not connected to the variable first. So, want to try it again?
Let's subtract by 1.
Yes. So we're going to subtract by 1 here, subtract by 1 here. Then we're going to bring everything down. So 2x is less than or equal to 10. Alright, now what do I do, Ace?
I divide by 2.
Divide by 2. Divide by 2. So x is less than or equal to what? What is 10 divided by 2?
5.
5? Are we sure?
Yes.
I was talking to him.
I mean, I was kind of just talking to the general.
Okay, well I thought you were still talking to 8.
Yeah, me too.
Because of order operations, what do we do 2x first?
No, because this is not order of operations, because order of operations only applies with no variables. We're about to see order of operation in action. Okay? Alright, so we're saying x is less than or equal to 5. So I'm going to put my circle on 5. Raise your hand and tell me, is it going to be open or closed? Christian. And which direction? To the left. Alright, Michaela, pick a value for x. That is 5 or below.
2.
So x equals 2. So now I'm going to do 2 times 2 plus 1 is less than or equal to 11. So now, Michaela, your order of operation question comes into play. Because we have a value for x. Does that make sense? Excuse me. Alright, so 2 times 2 is what? 4 plus 1?
5.
Is 5 less than or equal to 11? Less than. So therefore, our statement is true, right? Sure? I'm positive. Most definitely.
I'm pretty sure.
You're pretty sure.
Hey, you just said most definitely. Come on now.
Most definitely. Yeah, most definitely.
There you go. Come on, Caleb. Get it together.
Alright, last one for the foldable. It says 3x plus 7 is greater than or equal to 19. Alright, so what is the process? What do we do first? Alright, Jeremiah?
We subtract 7
Okay.
and also we subtract 7 from 19.
Okay.
And then you bring it down, and so you have 3x and it is greater than or equal to 12.
Okay. And then what? still gotta get your variable by itself. So how do you get the variable away from x?
Would use the
You said that with a question mark, so I'm gonna ask you a question for a question. Is that multiplication? Is 3x
Oh,
multiplication?
yes.
So then what's the opposite of multiplication?
Division.
Division. So yes, you are dividing. So you divide by 3, divide by 3. So then x is greater than or equal to what?
X is greater, than,
Greater than or equal to 4.
greater.
Alright, raise your hand and tell me, is this an open or a closed circle? Rana, thank you. It is a closed circle. Rana, which direction is my arrow going? To the right? I didn't hear what you said. To the right? Alright, so we are going to check. Alright, Hunter, give me a value for x.
72.
Okay.
What? Oh, wait, so we're multiplying by 72.
That's what your classmate picked.
That's a lot.
3 times 72 plus 7 is greater than or equal to 19. Please raise your hand when you have 3 times 72. Alright, Kaylee,
216.
plus 7.
Oh. Wait. Oh, yeah, 223.
Is what?
223.
Yes. So 223 is greater than or equal to 19. Is that a true statement?
Yeah, I'll
Yes,
say
it
so.
is. Alright. So here's a little bit of everything. This is ultimately where we want to be without thinking twice about solving these inequalities and whatnot. Not yet. Alright, slide over to the next page.
Oh.
I'm sorry. This is definitely not music class. Y'all need to stop. Alright, inequalities. Or inequality, sorry. An inequality is a mathematical statement that, make sure you are changing colors, compares two expressions and includes greater than, less than, greater than, equal to, less than, equal to, and not equal to. Alright, so we are going to do an example. You're going to solve an inequality. We're going to go through the 3 steps that you have to do in order to solve them, which we just kind of briefly talked about. So the question is, what is a solution set for n divided by 3 is greater than or equal to 12. So step 1, you need to isolate I walk around and see y'all not changing colors, I'm gonna be hot. Alright, isolate by itself the variable. To one side. And how do we do that? How do we get the variable by itself on one side? What do we have to use?
Inverse
Say, what? Who?
Inverse operation.
Inverse operation.
In my head, I didn't know what
Slacker.
I remember flashing.
Alright, so for step one, if we're isolating the variable to one side, and it's n divided by 3, what do we have to do here? If it's n divided by 3, what's the inverse operation? What's the inverse operation? Do you know? What's the opposite of multiplication? So we're gonna, and then what's the opposite of division? Okay. So we're gonna multiply by 3, and that cancels. We have to multiply this by 3.
I was just stretching.
So n is greater than or equal to, what's 12 times 3? 36. Alright, step 2. Rewrite the inequality. With the answer. Step 3 is to check, always. Plug in a number and see if it is. So we have 36 divided by 3 is greater than or equal to 12. So 12 is greater than or equal to 12. Is that true? Is that true? Is 12 greater than or equal to 12?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So then I know my answer is correct. Welcome to the life of the old days. This is how I used to teach.
I like it.
My mom wants to take my math now.
Miss
Hopefully.
Miss Sneed in my old school.
I like it.
She was a science teacher.
Mean.
Every day
Oh my
she would
God.
make us like write
We had to write
essays.
three
But she would write it
paragraphs.
for us, and then we just have to copy it down. And we had like this
I don't
huge
like her.
notebook, and we had to fill every single line.
Every day we had like 3 different pages.
I remember. Oh, colleges, everything.
Alright, and just a refresher, because I believe that movement makes your mind work better, we are going to rewrite essentially the open and closed with the circles. Alright, so an open circle means not included. In the solution set. Why are you talking? Alright, and then a closed circle. are done copying this down, you may glue in your inequalities foldable on the first page that we did. Go ahead and turn the page when you're done as well, gluing everything in. And you need to label it homework and then today's date, which is 2/14. Yeah, it just gets folded. You might have to fold it like the top end of it, or, I mean, you can fold it this way, just as long as you get it in your notebook. Alright, stand up when you have this copy down and everything good in, and you're ready to move on.
What is it? You gonna get down on your knee?
What are you
Out
at?
later.
Yes, banana flavor.
Is that you don't eat books? You don't eat.
Is that the bookmarks? The magnetic bookmarks?
That's all I don't eat, okay?
Alright. Alright.
Oh yeah, you should have saw him home, man. Somebody.
It's okay. Mine was never
What were you saying, Charles? Alright. Make sure you have this labeled homework and then today's date. On here, you are annotating. You are drawing. It says write and graph an inequality that represents the possible number of songs S that the MP3 player can store. You are then checking your graph, which means you're going to do what? To check your graph, what do you have to do to make sure? Jackson.
You have to choose any number that's going in the direction of your arrow, and then you have to see if it works. You have to see if it's true.
So you have to plug it back in. Okay. So underneath here, you need to check each one of these. Okay, it's not on there, but you need to make sure that you check that as part of your homework. You have 6 problems. If there is not enough room for you to do your work on here, I want you to do it on here. Page. Alright, questions? We're good? Everyone understands? Yes.
Should I set it back in?
Yes. If you did not get the notes, I'm gonna put them back up here for you.
Bro, what are y'all doing?
Sit down.
They're ready to go.
They don't want the seats to be taken at the back door.
Well, then nobody will sit at the back.
Can I sit at the back table with you?
Hey, okay.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's
That's
okay,
too
Miss
much.
Kenny.
Too fun.
You can sit
We were
around.
just kidding. Just messing around.
There's a band.
You're back already?
No.
Where was he?
He was getting Valentine's gifts from Miss Kenny.
Oh, he actually was. Yo, Charles, he went up there. He got chocolate.
Alright. So, go ahead and get started.
Y'all,